Hello everyone, it's Andrew again with another episode of Fingered. And looks like we're going to see if we can make it a little bit further this time. I realized the mistake I made in the last video, but we'll get to that in just a moment. But before we get into playing the game, I want to type in a few more names. We're going to try some of our names. We'll go with mine first. And it would help if I actually hit the right buttons. Avid Andrew, charged with hacking up his own dog, sentenced to a lifetime living as a man. I can live with that. If that's what I'm charged with for hacking up my own dog, I'll take that. I'll gladly take that. So, let's see. Jiggly John, charged with praying to Facebook, sentenced to a life sentence to living alone. What's with the mustache, man? You got like kind of the Hun thing going on there. Alright, Jobless James, frolicking with the Pope, sentenced to 8 hours someplace. Okay. Paralyzed Paul, age 42, sex male, charged with blowing up the United States of America. When Paul goes, he goes all out, sentenced to 69 years in a man. Okay. Moving on. Let's go ahead and jump into this game. If someone isn't sure about something, there's a 50-50 chance they are wrong. I'm such a good detective. Yes, I am. I put two people to death last time, so, you know. Positive he looked bald. He looked skinny. Gone. 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 Oh. I mean, looking at this right now, we already know who this is. He's tall, and he looks odd. You'd be nutty Nathaniel, I think.
Get him in the chair.
Yes! Finger him! Now finger his eye. There, fingering his eye.
Sexy.
My blood is on your hands. Nearsighted Nan, just because people look bad doesn't mean they do bad things. Ugly people aren't all mean. Alright. I think he does not look like he lost his hair. Okay, so he has hair. I'm positive he looked tall. I'm positive he looked neat. I'm positive he looked like me. Okay, so he's old, he's neat, and he's tall. We don't know whether or not he's bald. So let's get rid of the neat-looking people first. That's not neat. Wait. He looks feminine. Oh, okay, not old, but feminine. I bet it's Brainy Bob. Because when I look around at all these, none of these guys are feminine. He has hair, he's neat, and he's tall.
You're done for.
We're gonna go with this. Yeah. We'll do the other one too. Am I right?
That's all she wrote.
No. Well, this is going well. Be sure to inspect every bit of each person. Sometimes they have small tattoos or piercings that may give them away. As we go back to Bigot Barney. And the fact that there's one dark man in the room, I'm going to hate this, aren't I? You think he looked bald? Definitely did not look like a white person. Ah! Bigot Barney, why? He looks like he bathes too much. You can't bathe too much. Did not look fat.
Get him in the chair.
I'm sorry, Tidy Tim.
Disgusting.
I just want to move on now. Try to rule out who can't be the criminal before you finger anyone. Only finger the guilty. He definitely did not look dark. Well, thankfully, we're not going to kill the black man this time. He definitely did not look like a skeleton. Well, there we go. He looks like he did not own a house. He definitely did not look tiny. Unkempt Umar. We'll get the nose. We'll finger his nose.
Yuck.
Usually something wrong. It's best to release all people who don't fit the description because you might accidentally finger them. That's bad. I'm positive he looked like a grandpa, so we're talking about old. I think he looked chub. He may be fat. Positive he had no hair. This is going to make this a little bit easier. He did not look ugly, so he had no hair. This guy has hair. They all have hair. But you don't look old. You don't look old. Don't look old. Don't look old. Don't look old. All of the others looked young.
Disgusting.
I did it because I is a man. And I'd do it again too. I the best. I am. Be sure to inspect every person in the lineup before you finger someone. I'm gonna finger Evil Eddie right in the eye. He definitely did not look smart. He looked like a hippie. He looked neat. I think he did not look fat. Alright, let's go with the he did not look too smart. Oh, that's gonna help me out a whole lot on this lineup. Positive he looked neat. Ah, okay. This we can work with. That does not look neat. I don't know. That does not look neat. Not neat. Not neat. So we've knocked this down to 4. I think he looked like a hippie. Ooh, what does a hippie look like in this game? I think he did not look fat, so I'm gonna go with this. We're gonna go for Forgetful Frog. We may not even make it past anything else. I'm not gonna finger his nose. We're gonna finger his tongue. I don't want to touch the boogie. I don't want to touch the boogie.
Finger.
Yeah. After a while, you start feeling good about killing people. Now, here's why I messed up with Opposite Opie. He describes people in the opposite, so everything he says, you do the opposite of it. And a friend of mine pointed that out to me like, hey, you realize that, don't you? I went, oh. So be sure you inspect every bit of a person. We've already seen that bad guy die, so we'll start with this guy, and I'm positive he looked wealthy. So what we do now is we get rid of the wealthy-looking people. Positive he looked girly. Release. 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 Positive he looked young. Cheap card, this is not looking good for you. Although, Fancy Ford. I'm positive he looked messy. That would be cheap card.
You're done for. Disgusting.
Yeah. Paranoid Paul. Alright, this one. Watch the time. If it runs out, you will finger at random. Must buy dog collar, fake teeth, voice distorter. Okay. So I've only got a few seconds to go through. I'm positive he looked like a hippie. I'm positive he looked dumb. He did not look all hairy. And he did not look manly. Okay. What describes looking manly? Alright, he looked like a hippie. Again, what does a hippie look like in this game? He looked...
Get him in the chair.
I'm doing a guess here, and I got the right one. Broken Bella, she has head problems. Note to self, never use work restroom, don't order chicken presto, buy new undies. I'm positive he looked teacher head. Smart. He looked smart. I'm gonna finger the bump on her head. He looked baby man. He looked young? He looked monster guy. Okay, he looked like a monster. He looked peace dude. He looked like a hippie. Okay. So he looked smart. Release. 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 I bet it's Nutty Noel. Because he... No, it can't be Nutty Noel. He looked teacher man. He looked baby man. He looked monster guy. He looked peace dude. I may have messed up.
You're done for.
We're gonna put him to death anyway.
Fingered.
Oh, okay. Because he didn't follow the baby man thing. He looked old with the gray hair. Okay, well, we'll just move on. Bullheaded Bart, he never repeats himself. He did not look like a woman. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of these two because that looks like eyeshadow that's above their eyes. Okay, so once we pick one thing, that's it. We can't go any further. He didn't look smart. He definitely did not look tall, and he definitely did not look bald. Dim Daryl, that sounds like you.
You're done for.
Yes. Right in the eyeball.
Sexy.
Yeah. Articulate Art, he's very specific. Very clues describe someone who matches most. I'm positive he looked very quite furry. So we're looking at an individual who's probably covered in hair. I'm positive he looked weak. So not a guy covered in muscles. He looked rather young. And he looked very neat and tidy. So I'm going to release you because neat and tidy. Okay, let's go through these again. He looked quite furry. He looked weak. He looked rather young. Neat and tidy. I'm guessing this guy because, you know, we got some gray right in there. We got some gray right in there. Furry Frank. He looked rather furry. You know, that sounds like, you know.
Clearly, he did it.
You know, just the clue that's in there. So, I have a chance of being right.
Guess what? You killed those.
Ah. Ah. I guess we'll just have to try this again later, maybe.